Hey guys, what's up? It's Rygar the Destroyer, and today we're going to be taking a look at the Gamestop Exclusive Purge Stormtrooper from the Star Wars Black Series. Now, this thing is an absolute nightmare to get a hold of. If you haven't heard of this before, you had to pre-order a special version of Jedi Fallen Order to receive this figure, and if you're like me and you don't even own a console to play that on, that's kind of an expensive endeavor to put yourself on. So before this review, I just want to send a special thank you to one of my close friends who kind of went in on the game with me so I could actually get this thing to review. If you're watching, you know who you are. Thank you so much, because without you, this review wouldn't be possible. But anyway, let's go ahead and jump right into the review by taking a look at his packaging. So here it is, pretty standard for what we've seen out of the Black Series. Nice big window here on the front, and then down here in the corner it's got an image of the character with the red highlights, which I think looks really cool. Flipping it around onto the back, as you can see, another image of the character here with the red accents, and then a brief description. And of course, if you'd like to read that, you can go ahead and just pause the video. So anyway, let's go ahead and get back to the figure itself here. Now the Purge Stormtrooper stands at, well, let's see, exactly 6 inches tall. So he's right in scale with all of your other Black Series figures, and he does come with 2 accessories. The first one here is his blaster. Now, as you can see, it is very nicely detailed. Unfortunately, there's no paintwork or anything on this one, no dry brushing, which would have made this thing look a little bit better in my opinion. However, it does serve its purpose, so I can't complain too much. His second accessory is this blaster rifle. As you can see, this one does actually have some paintwork on it. I think it just makes a big difference, just makes it look less cheap in my opinion. This is definitely my favorite of the 2 accessories, but they're both pretty well done. As far as articulation on this figure goes, it's pretty good. It's pretty standard for what we've seen out of the Clone Trooper body, but we'll go ahead and run through it anyway. He's got a ball peg in the head with a hinge in the neck, which gives him a pretty nice range of motion in all angles, pretty much all that you would need. He has ball hinge shoulders, and if you kind of tuck the shoulder pad underneath the chest, you can get a little bit more range of motion, but as you can see, the range of motion on this guy isn't that great. It's pretty limited just because of the design of the figure. It makes it a little tough to actually articulate it. He does have a bicep swivel, double jointed elbows. Again, they only get about 90 degrees, which isn't terrible, but isn't great either. Then he's got hinged wrists with a swivel, and on this hand they run horizontally through the hand, as you can see here. And then on this side, I believe they run vertically. Yes, they do. In the chest, he's got what feels like it feels like a single ball peg, if I'm being honest. Pretty nice range of motion there. Pretty much all that you could use. And then he's got T-jointed hips, nice range of motion, a thigh swivel, double jointed knees, pretty nice range of motion there. And then he's got hinged ankles with an ankle rocker. So overall, he's fairly well articulated. He looks absolutely fantastic. And my favorite part of this figure is the new helmet sculpt. So this is the Airborne Trooper helmet, if it'll focus. Very, very cool looking. I think it looks awesome on this figure, and I cannot wait to see it on different figures in the future. I'm sure that now that Hasbro has this mold, they're gonna pump out, you know, tons of other different Clone Trooper figures, which I think is really cool. So overall, I do think that this figure is really cool. It has a very interesting aesthetic and it looks awesome. And if you're like me and you collect Clone Trooper figures, this is definitely one that you have to pick up. Although I will say, I do not like the way you had to order this figure. It's very difficult for a collector like me to drop, like, I think it was around $90 to get the game and this figure, which is pretty expensive just for, you know, just for one figure in my case. So I definitely recommend trying to either buy this with the game or buy it loose. Although I have seen them go for quite a bit online. So it's definitely a toss-up. I would say it's awesome to have in your collection, but I wouldn't overpay for it. So if you have any comments or questions, please leave them down in the comment section below, and I guess I'll see you later.